is 99th in points allowed. 99th, that's only out of 130 schools.
Yeah.
And would you believe Oklahoma is 127th in the country in passing yards allowed? 127th of 130 schools. That's Oklahoma's defense.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip Bayless, who plays defense in the Big 12?
Nobody, but guess who else? Whoa. Wait a second. Thank you for asking me for that, because would you believe that Oklahoma has the worst defense in the worst defensive conference in America? The Big 12 is the worst defensive conference. Oklahoma has by far the worst defense in that conference. And people are saying they belong in the fourth spot in the play. Are you kidding me?
So let me get this right.
It's all Kyler Murray. He has overcome this defense shockingly well and has a chance to right the one wrong this year, because he gets to face Texas again. And lost 48-45.
And why did they lose that game, Skip Bayless, if you don't mind telling the people? Because they
put up 45.
No, Jenny,
What?
Jenny, you read that game, Jenny.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people at home what did Kyler Murray do? Twice.
Yeah, but it was actually a close game against a really good team, a team that's probably a little better than Oklahoma is.
It shouldn't have been close. Had Kyler Murray not turned the ball over.
Did you see the fourth quarter? I don't think you did.
I did.
But Kyler Murray put on the best show of the whole college football season in the fourth quarter. Jenny Taft was there.
Yeah.
She saw it up close and personal. He took the fourth quarter over. He made one run that I'm still buzzing about, because he's got the most electric feet in college football. There's no running back like Kyler Murray.
Okay,
There's nothing like it. In fact, I'm not sure this is the closest thing to Barry Sanders I've seen since Barry Sanders. Seriously.
Well,
seriously.
Vince Young says, I'm busy right now.
No, but Vince Young, 6'5", long strider. These are electric little step feet.
He's fast.
Okay, Skip.
It's unbelievable.
Let me ask you okay. Oklahoma's number 1 in scoring. Alabama's number 2. Oklahoma averages 50. Alabama averages 49. Which would you say is a greater feat? Averaging 49 in the SEC or averaging 50 in the Big 12?
Well, you have to average 50 because your defense is giving up 47.
But so does everybody else defense.
No, they don't. No, nobody gives up as many points as Oklahoma. It's the doormat defense in the worst conference.
Hold on. How can you say, and when Kansas just gave up 60 to them?
Tua gets to lean on the number 3 defense in the country and the best defense in the SEC.
We have never seen.
Really?
Have we ever seen an Oklahoma offense like this? I mean, it's easy to play in what quarterback in a Mike Leach system? This is Mike Leach's system. What quarterback hasn't put up big numbers?
Yeah, but nobody's put up this kind of rush yard numbers. Did Baker run for these kind of yards?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Mahomes.
Yeah.
Look at Graham Harrell. Look at Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
Look at Baker Mayfield. All these guys did what, Jenny? Okay, in Alabama, name the guy that's put up these kind of numbers at Alabama.
You know, Pro Football Focus, which I have a lot of respect for because they break down every single play of both quarterbacks, and they say that Kyler has had a better throwing season than Tua has had, without going into the third-level stats, but they give him their metric grade on Kyler's arm deliveries, just on what he's done with his arm, better than Tua's. And you know my favorite stat, QBR? Who's number 1 in QBR in the nation right now? It's Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Who's number 2? It's Tua.
Oh.
And guess what? Kyler and Tua both are setting the all-time records in QBR for college football.
Okay.
But I told you, it's close. But Kyler, in every offensive category, is ahead of Tua statistically. Yeah. Every one.
I mean, if I just would love to have seen the numbers that Tua could have set up had he put up had he played the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter. Guess what, boys and girls? This Saturday, he's going to have to play the fourth quarter.
There's no guarantee.
Because this is the first credible opponent that Alabama has faced all year.
Don't do that, Skip.
Show me one.
LSU.
The Citadel?
LSU.
Oh, please stop it.
LSU.
Did you see LSU's offense?
Texas A&M. Texas A&M.
Oh, please.
See, here's the thing. At first you said, oh, did you see their offense? But what does LSU do? They play defense. They play defense. Where are they ranked statistically, nationally, Skip Bayless?
They're a decent defense,
what
but
about
they got no offense, which is no threat to Tua.
Okay.
So Tua can go in the game thinking they can't score a point.
Okay.
So Tua knows if he scores 7 or 10, he's going to win the game.
But he ain't doing that. He's scoring 49.
I know, because it's easy.
Okay, what about Oklahoma? They go into the game saying the Big 12 don't nobody play defense, so I'm going to get to 50.
Okay, but so is the opponent. That's scary. That's hard. The degree of difficulty mentally on Kyler is I got to score 50. Do you know how hard it is to walk on the field saying, we better score 50 or we're going to lose this game?
Let me ask you a question. Have we seen anybody do to their rival with this guy? I mean, you got to go. Haskins is not in the equation, but you did see what Tua did in the Iron Bowl.
The Iron Bowl?
Yeah,
Auburn's made of plastic. they are.
What is? Oh, so
They're
what did
plastic?
What did y'all do in the Red River Rival?
Huh?
What did y'all
We
do?
lost 48 to 45.
No,
We put up 45.
No, I'm not concerned about the 48-45. I want to hear what you said before what you prefaced it with. We lost.
Yeah, they lost a game. And
TT don't know what it feels like to lose. He came off the bench in the national championship game and got the dub.
Because the SEC has turned into the Nick Saban Invitational. The whole conference.
College football.
I think he just
is the Alabama Invitational.
Yeah. He says, I'm going to take these players, I'm going to have them come to Alabama, and you guys can have all the rest of them. And I'll take the cream of the crop.
The last 12 years, Jenny, if you don't mind me asking, you probably didn't research this. Name the conference that has had the most players drafted in the NFL in the last 12 years.
And what does that have to do with this discussion?
Because they got the better players, they play better defense. When you want defense, where they go get the players from, Skip?
Did you see what happened late Saturday night? A&M and LSU played a 74 to 72 game. You like that?
Hold on.
Is that defense?
Hold on.
How good was that LSU defense on Saturday night?
Hold on.
Really?
Let me get this right. I want to make sure I'm hearing you right.
74 to 72?
Okay.
That sounds like a Big 12 score plus 10.
Okay, let me get this right. They played 7 overtimes and they got to 74.
Yeah.
Y'all played Florida Atlantic and got to 63 in 4 quarters. Y'all played Baylor and got to 66 in 4 quarters. No overtime, Skip Bayless.
Y'all allowed 40. I'm talking about y'all here. We allowed 40 to Kansas in Norman, Oklahoma. Are you kidding me?
And y'all, hold on. What does that got to do with Tua? 36. Okay, name the time we've seen 36 and 2. We just saw Baker Mayfield do 43 and 6.
Shannon,
now, Jenny, which is better, 43 and 6 or 37 and 7?
He plays long catch with his receivers. It's like they're out there. Wait. It's like they're out there in pregame just playing catch with each other. Just go out there about 40 yards and stand, and I'll throw it to you, and you throw it back to me. Kyler is doing it with his feet and his arms.
So he has 37 rushing touchdowns?
No, he's got 11.
Oh.
He should have 1,000 yards rushing, but it got taken away with the sacks. I'm sorry. This is dual threat.
Yeah.
He is their best running back. He's certainly their most dangerous running back. And he's thrown the ball slightly better than Tua has. And again, against much tougher competition because his defense is the doormat of college football.
Are you saying that the Big 12 competition is tougher than the SEC? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you that his competition is tougher because his defense is so bad that every score is going to be up close to 50 to 50.
So hold on.
Texas, 48 to 45. How did they score 45 on Texas? It is hard. Go look at Texas' schedule. Show me where Texas allowed 45 to anybody else.
I'm trying to figure out. You said Oklahoma's defense is terrible, but they won their last game with what, Jenny? 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, that was thanks to West Virginia's blunder. But they weren't forced. Shannon, I watched. Hey,
I watched Will Greer outplay Kyler Murray. Did he not? Did he not?
That defense, I could outplay Kyler Murray.
Yeah, stop doing that.
Seriously. Every time Will Greer needed a touchdown, they just lined up and picked a guy. Sills is going to be open.
And every time Kyler Murray, Oklahoma needed a touchdown, Kyler Murray just like, okay, CeeDee Lamb, go get this. Okay, Hollywood Brown, go get this. So what are we talking about, Skip?
We're talking about 59 to 56.
Can I get some
56?
Can I get some due on it?
No, I mean, you should win this, but the guy who deserves it is Kyler Murray.
No.
Anybody who looks hard. And again, we're all set up here. We got back-to-back games, noon Eastern, 4 Eastern, right? Back-to-back games. And again, Kyler has a chance to get some revenge, and we'll see how he plays in his game. And if he plays well, the pressure is going to mount on the second game because Tua is playing a real team this time. And I will bet you Tua has to play the fourth quarter. I will bet you.
Hold on, time out. So now it's a real. Now we just beat them. I love how now all of a sudden it's a real team. Now this is a team that LSU drug.
Yeah.
LSU drug them.
Yeah, but you know what? It looked like they sort of came back together and they found their way. That's
against Georgia Tech?
That's a talented
against
football
Kentucky?
team. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you saying Kentucky and Georgia Tech is Alabama?
So is this a wipeout?
Huh?
I'll take. Give me Georgia in 20.
No.
on.
This is a real team, so I need points. You said this is a real team, so I need
I
points.
think you're really.
I bet Tua has 3 touchdowns. I bet he'll be what? He's 30. What is he? 37, 36 and 2? He'll probably be 42.
What am I supposed to do with 48 touchdowns to only 41? What am I supposed to do with that?
My guy resting. My guy in the fourth quarter, he's getting hot dogs and Cracker Jacks. He don't even play the fourth quarter. Coach Saban say, hey, go in the locker room, son. We don't need you. We don't need you.
Highest drafted running back, best core of receivers, third best defense in the country in points allowed. Boy, Tua's got such a. This isn't even a fair fight.
But you know what, Skip? I love.
It's not fair.
Skip, I love how you know what you try to discredit what Tua's doing. But I can make the same argument. We saw Sam Bradford. We've seen this from Oklahoma quarterbacks put up these monster numbers. Well, didn't Sam Bradford throw 50 touchdowns?
How many yards did Sam rush for? Help me out. It's probably like minus 80.
But see, you know what I do, Skip Bayless? See, I love to walk them into this trap. Because when I tell you Aaron Rodgers has better legs than Tom Brady, you tell me who needs to run the football. Now all of a sudden rushing is a new dimension. He's a quarterback.
This is college football versus
care.
pro football.
Well, his job is to throw the ball. And nobody is spinning it like Tua. So yeah, it's a lot.
Well, I got to tell you, the Kyler Murray I've been watching, he definitely could start for about half the pro football team if he chose to. But he made his commitment, and Scott Boris's agent says he's going to stick with his commitment to the Oakland A's.
Well, guess what? We're going to send him on his way.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll get an early start.
Well, I got to tell you, if somehow Oklahoma backs into these playoffs and has to play Alabama in game number 1, the semifinal, Alabama can name the score. They could score 100 if they chose to.
I want to hear that.
Could score 100.
And I want